Good morning. Thank y'all for being here. Good morning. We're getting our truck set up this morning for Flow State Friday. Thank you for liking the stream. Good morning, Eddie. How are you doing? Good morning, good morning. I'll share this out to my friends here. We're just getting started. A little late, to be honest. It's just a little early here. My tripod is tripping. Thank you for liking the stream. Good morning. Good morning. Today we're doing Flow State Friday. We're going to be chilling with the charts. Going with the flow. Alright, that's enough. That's enough. Hey, good morning, Sun Peach. Good morning. We're about to pull up our NASDAQ charts, guys. Hey guys, I'm trying to get a goal here. Set up subscriptions. I would love to see some support for the first time on that one. Then we've also got a goal on there. Trying to get some likes. If you're stopping by, go ahead and just tap that screen for a little bit. Give it a little tap, tap, tap. Go and tap it. Okay. It is very dark on my left side here. Good morning. Go ahead and tap that screen for me. Get people in here for me. Share it out to all your besties. Let's get some friends in here on this Flow State Friday. Let's have some good conversation. Yeah? Good morning. Thank y'all for being here. Yep, there we go. We got some charts. Got some data. Guys, there's a big report coming out today, and I'm ready to watch it with you. Thank you for the follow, man. Yeah, why doesn't it say your name though? That's rude. ZNR Home Inspections. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. If you don't mind tapping that screen, that also helps me out here, bud. Plus, it entertains you. Alright. So far, it looks like not much was going on with NASI. Just more droppage during London. We just made a lower low. So, that's interesting. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hey, Damon. Thank you for coming in. Good morning. Good morning. We're looking at the charts. We're looking at the charts this morning for Flow State Friday. I'm here to answer any questions, chat it out. I'm your chill trading guy. Not much hype. Okay. Feel free to share it out to your buds. Let them know I'm here. I appreciate y'all being here. Who is this home inspector? All Florida. Full residential 4-point and wind mitigation. Oh man, I bet you gotta get a lot of that wind mitigation. I don't know what I just did. Thank you. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate that. That really helps me out, man. It really does. Oh, here we go. Gotta get some music on for us. 12 hours of background, royalty free. No, I don't want just anything. Creativity, this future garage. We want some chill vibes. There it is. Is that good for you? Thank you for liking the live. Love XO Gil. Hugs and kisses, Gil. How tall am I? Man, I am tall enough. I'm a little over 6 foot. What about you, Love Yo? Thank you for all the love. I appreciate you. And the follow, man. That's awesome. How tall are you, bud? I was going to say, I'm going to guess. I'm going to say 5'11", but hey, there you go. 5'10". Appreciate your follow. So are we traders? Anybody in here a trader? We're trying to get some friends. But I do appreciate you liking that screen. Another thing that would help out is tapping it. I'll tell you, TikTok loves some engagement. They love those 2 fingers going. And sharing it out to your friends. That gets more people in here. Again, bruh, you're loud. They love to see that you're getting some good information by sharing it out. Today's all about Flow State Friday for me. We're not going, well, we might trade on Sim just for fun, but we're not going to put we're leaving the money on the table today, but today, 15 minutes, I think, until we got a news release, guys. It's going to be non-farm payroll. This bud is gambling if you're trying to get in. I mean, there might be a setup. I haven't dove in the charts yet, but just from experience, non-farm payroll has not been kind to me in my beginner stuff. When I first started over a year ago, I used to just roll the dice, throw them, and just say, hey, we're going to see. Thank y'all for joining in, guys. We're looking at the charts here. Again, I'm trying to get to 1,000. Who knew that TikTok won't let you use your screen, okay, my desktop, until I hit 1,000 followers. But we're making it work. You get to see my mug. You get to see my mug for now. I'm going to get a sip of my coffee. How are we doing this morning? It's a pretty big freaking drop last night. I'm looking at the daily now. Going from that higher time frame down. That's a big old drop. High. And looks like we took last week's low. Damn. Right back into a buy side of balance. What is that? I can't see. Now my eyes dry as a... Thank you for the follow. Who is that? JB Pike. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the follows, y'all. The follows help. They really do. And I'm so close to 1,000, and I just want to share my charts. You know what I mean? I have some good information. Is it the best? No. but I will tell you, it's interesting to see a trader that doesn't hype the hell out of their shit. I'm gonna tell you that. I mean, there's the guy that I don't know. I saw him go live the other day. I'm not gonna say his name, but you probably know. Trade Futures Daily, here to pick up some nuggets. Cool. Yeah. So there's a guy that here I'm gonna pin you just in case some comments come in. Because that's awesome. That's what I'm here for. I like to share. I mean, I've learned from going live, guys. I've learned a lot from others coming in and going into other people's lives. I've been able to help them. Like, I literally helped a guy out. It was kind of funny, and I told him, you need to make sure you post this content. This is pure. But he was like, yeah, man, I don't trade ICT concepts. I don't really understand. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay. He said, what is this the fair value gap? And it was some wicks. Sorry, guys, my internet's slow. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi from my phone. Sorry, can you hear me? If I see a thumb up, I'll keep her going, man. Or something. So, good morning, guys. Thank y'all for joining in. I appreciate y'all being here. This is awesome. So, I'm going to assume that you hear me. So, I went into a live stream, and he was looking at some wicks, and he's like, what is this? Is this the fair value gap? And I'm like, no, bro. I said, and in slow fashion, thank you for that comment, man. In slow fashion, I was like, go find a big green candle, a big green candle. And you know, I'm in chat. And I'm like, go find a big green candle. He's like, okay. And I said, only 1 minute. And so he's searching, looking for it. He gets to one, and he's like, okay, so there's this one. I said, do you see how that there's no down closed candle anywhere near that? That's what makes it a fair value. It's fair value because it was only price only went through it in one direction. Price is going to want to come back to it because that's fair value down there. It's fair that price wants to come back and revisit that because guess what? It's inefficient, right? And it was just like the funniest thing because he figured it out on his own. He let them gears go on his own. But me, just in my comments, I'm like, find a big pinky candle. And this and that. Anyway, it was just interesting. You don't realize how much you learn and engaging with people through this. It's been my trading's gotten just better. I mean, I haven't really taken a trade. I took 2 sim trades live, but other than that, it's been really just trying to vibe and getting used to being live. You know what I mean? But man, I appreciate you being here. Thank you, David, for joining in. Would that be, let me go back now, would that be the 638 and 702 candles? It depends on what time frame you're looking at, so let's go to a minute because that's what I was talking about, right? Give me 1 second. So you said 638? 1 minute, okay. 630. Hey, Miss Gresham, I appreciate you. Had a great day, and I'm a teacher, and I'm trying to heat 1500. Okay, are we friends? Now we are. Boom, follow me, sis. Alright, good morning, Narcy. I appreciate you being in here. Okay, let me go find that 638 candle. Yeah. I don't know, and depending on your charts, because I use Ninja Trader, and I found out, I'm going to flip this camera around, but I found that, can you see it? Right where my mouse is, like that guy right there is a fair value gap, and I think that's the time that you're talking about. And so what I do is I'll drop a rectangle tool right on the high of this candle, and then damn it, drop it on the high of that candle and the low of this candle. And here's another tidbit: if you don't listen to, go back to the comments. Yes, tap that screen for me. That helps, man. It really helps, guys. Oh, I just realized I have trash and a whole bunch of my adult stuff down on the desk there. How embarrassing. Okay, so fair value, this would be a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficient. It's sell side because it was only offered in one direction, and that's sell side. Buy side was inefficient because there was no green candles in that one little space right there, right? And so price gravitated back into filling that imbalance. One thing that the algorithm wants to do is fill in inefficiencies, especially at times. See how that's 650? 650 is a macro, okay, just like a script on a computer to run programs, right? A macro is something that says, hey, this is something that's happening, we need to clean it up to make sure that we're staying logical. At 650, that kicks in and starts to go in for inefficient. And guess what? Price had been dropping. Price had been dropping. Most people are going to think, especially down here, we made another lower low, right? What are people going to think? Oh, it's going to keep on falling like a knife. It's just going to keep on falling. Well, if you're going to try and grab a knife when it's falling, you're going to cut yourself, right? Tapping the screen helps Cody accomplish his goals. No tap too small. Girl, you right. You right. That's what's up, Narcy. I appreciate you. That's my quick rundown on the buy side and balance. Oh, that would be a sell side. And technically, I can go and talk about the buy side, even though it rebalanced. So what does that mean? What does that mean for this blue rectangle? Does anyone know? If we rebalanced an inefficiency, see, it's inefficient because it didn't have that buy side, and it left abruptly to the downside, right? It left these lows quick and in a hurry, and came down and then rebalanced. What is this rebalance? What does it make this price range? Alright, 9 to 5 Trader 2.0. What happened to 1.0? Good morning, guys. Level of support and resistance. You could call it. I don't subscribe to support and resistance themes, right? But you can look at it as that if that helps it, right? But it becomes a balanced price range. Why is it balanced? Because we offered it once, it dropped, and we came back and refilled it with power. So guess what? This is technically rebalanced. A rebalanced price area. Yep. So just right off the bat from reading the charts, right off the bat on a 1 minute, I haven't even looked at a 15. I'm calling it rebalanced and a balanced price range. So technically that means price shouldn't want to revisit to that low. And I'm keeping the concept of everybody sees this big ass drop, right? What do you think they're going to want to do retail style? Retail wants to probably keep it going. But at the end of the day, we're in conditions of non-farm payroll, bud. And non-farm, I appreciate getting to 1,000 likes, guys. Oh my gosh. I appreciate the heck out of all of us for helping out. But yeah, I mean, you can look at it as resistance because support, excuse me. Because if it comes down, I would have, especially since we've offered both sides now, if it does come back down into it, I could look at that as a support. But I mean, you have to wait and see. Okay, guys, okay, Cody, this is what the market did. It came down and actually closed way down here. Then I'm going to shut up and say, hey, listen, that's looking kind of weak, right? But fill the gap, exactly. So it filled the gap in. It made a higher high than this swing high, and I'm looking at a 1 minute on this one still. It made a higher high, so to me that changes the character, and it can consider this as, like you said, a support to make it go, or to help it go up, right? I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. And go to a 15 minute because we need a higher time frame narrative, but we can go. So it looks like we just ran down into a 15-minute imbalance from probably Monday. Oh, of course I didn't label it. Tuesday. The 16th. Oh man, that was a long time ago. See, I don't even have data for back in there. But see, I extend out my inefficiencies, okay? I extend them out for like a week or maybe a little bit more. I just put in that many days extra. And so the candles might not stay there, right? But I will keep these rectangle boxes. It will come back and refer to these inefficiencies, right? Like I have bullish written right here because there was a big drop, okay, kind of similar to what's happening over here. But I'll keep these inefficiencies here. Hey Kroger boy, thanks for being in here, man. I appreciate you. So, that's where we're at this morning. I wouldn't be chasing a drop. Not to say it won't, just like catastrophe fall. Oh, and we got 3 minutes. 3 minutes until, well, 2 minutes until that news drop. I'm not holding too many chips, right? I would be low leveraged. Of course, I just pretty much came to the charts, so I'm not getting in now. That's way too close for comfort. Now, if the release happens and it's intense and stuff, which I expect it to be, right? I would wait 15 minutes, so wait for that 8:45 Eastern Standard Time to see if there's any inefficiencies that it wants to tap back down into. Okay, and that's where I find my edge. But I'm on a trend of I don't need to trade, guys. I don't have to take a trade. I went through Mindset Monday of my habits, 10 habits to be successful with trading, and my first habit is to be grateful, to have gratitude with your trading. And for me, and I'm so freaking grateful. I have a man that I know, he's passed now, but this man made millions and millions and millions of dollars by literally blinking his eyes because he lost the ability to be able to move, to be able to communicate and voice what he needed done. He could not move his arms, he could not touch his mouse, but he made millions of dollars by blinking his eyes. And to me, that's Jesus. And when he allows that type of success, even with all the limitations, you've got to be grateful. And for me, I think of that situation, and it's really resonated with me in my trading. Son of a bitch, dropping my damn phone. Sorry guys. You've got to let it resonate with you, right? That's what I did anyway, and I've learned that it's calmed me down from stress. It's like, guys, and he made it work by just blinking his eyes. Like, let's say his left eye blinking his sell, right eye blinking his buy. I don't know what the system was, but anyway, there it is. Holy shit! It ain't a balanced chart. Well, actually. We're going to extend this to the PM because it looks like the body wants to close above it, but you don't have to. So we sit and wait, especially on a news release. I always take the first minute, the first 30 seconds of a minute candle. I will not ever enter in on the first 30 seconds and the first minute of a 5 minute and or the last minute of a 5 minute. There you go. So let's see if this is manipulation, especially since it didn't make a higher high. Yep, see how that body closed right in them above? So that holds my perspective. I wouldn't change opinion. Even if it wants to drop or show that it wants to drop, I'm instantly thinking, okay, is this a retail trap? Was this just a big fat order that came into the marketplace for later on? Because there's a lot of that. Like big money, smart money can do that. They can throw in $1 million or how much ever on a big lofty contract and hold on to that until contract end. I cannot. I can't hold a position overnight. So it's in my best interest to sit, wait, and hold my hands and only get the lines portion of a move. Right? I'm wanting to get fed, so I'm wanting to feed myself a good chunk. You know what I mean? He said, "Yikes." Yeah, I mean it is a pretty big droppy, but that doesn't mean nothing. This is a 1 minute, and you can compare it to 15. Like that's puts it in perspective that there's probably not going to be much more of a. Well, you never know. I don't want to say anything. It's funny because as soon as someone says it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Well, maybe. But I like to keep that mouth closed. Let it try and do the thing, right? Like I was saying before, if it was to fall down and actually close below that inefficiency that I had labeled, then I'd be talking a different story, right? So there's little rules that you have to find out for yourself. You've got to come in tune with the market because the market is the same every day. It's just how much of a resistance are we going to have that day? Are we going to have a high resistance, which is where price overlaps and goes back to the previous swing high and then takes that next low and then goes for that high that it just won't. You know what I mean? That's high resistance. Low resistance is where we have, if this were to keep on dropping and closing down here and da-da-da-da, right, and going for these lows in a one swoop, that's low resistance, right? If it were to come down here, I don't expect those conditions in the summer. Summertime is not where you're coming in to be a success. Hold up, I'm rambling. What's your shade rectangle bottom at 23,701? 23,701. I don't have a 701. What's your shade rectangle bottom at 23? That's a 1 for me. So I can just act as 101 maybe? Let me expand this one. So I was just looking at this one. It was that first little inefficiency right here that I noted. And you had brought that up, so I just... and seeing that it is a balanced price range. Price really shouldn't want to come back down, but look at what it's doing, right? So what's your shade rectangle? So that bottom price is 23,081. 23,081. Okay, so y'all see how that closed and is now crumbling over? Here we go. Today was earnings, There's earnings all the freaking time, guys. But I'm talking about Apple. Apple is a big one on this. And Apple had it yesterday. And so that's your... Okay. Thank y'all for liking the stream, guys. I appreciate it. I am on the YouTube. That's where I started. And we're trying to grow over here on the TikTok. Been having some success over here. Only issue is trying to get to that 1,000, man. We are so close, and I appreciate all the follows that we've gotten this morning. I have not gotten that many follows, so I really appreciate it on live. It's pretty awesome. So, do we see this reversal kind of look-alike? But all it did was come back to that, excuse me, that rectangle, and it looks like it landed right at consequent encroachment, which to me is a fake out. So it could, yeah, it could be wanting to just roll on over and continue. But again, what I was saying earlier is that I'm going to wait for 15 minutes let it work itself out, you know, which is in about, or a little less than 10 minutes, right? Hey Mary, thank you for being in here, girl. Oh, she burned out. Come back. I know you. Good morning, Mike. I appreciate you coming in. Okay, right back into this inefficiency. And see, this is super duper. A huge characteristic of the summers to have that overlapping price action. Like going for a low, what did it do? Did it take a low? No. Let me show you another thing. I like to go from the previous swing low, the lowest low, to the highest high. And you can also put it on the bodies to get more of a perspective, but for me, I want to go to the lowest low to the highest high, and I'm going to gauge where did we land in that. So we landed below mean threshold, which mean threshold is the middle point between two ranges. So from the high to the low, I said the high, the low to the high, that's your mean threshold. It's the threshold that gauges where the directional pull is, right? Since we cratered over into 50% of that range and below, but did not touch what I call, oh my god, I cannot wait to have big charts, man. I cannot wait to be able to share my charts. So 50% is this area right here, and since we came down below that, and what I call, let me double click this real quick, what I call optimal trade entry. So that's 62 to 78% retracement, or 77%, and it came down perfectly into that. So that could be a potential long, a beautiful low resistance long entrance, especially since what I was starting the stream out with is that everyone's been seeing it do what? Drop. It's going to want to revert back. So this is confirmation for me right now in my brain that if I had gone long and caught this, which you don't want to do this, by the way, especially on news reports, unless you just have steel grande cojones, right? But at the end of the day, on a news release that's looking like it's good, but you have to chill. So far, this is giving institutional order flow, but so the open is 102. I don't like how low that open is compared to this close. That would have been a volume imbalance, but it was covered up. Made a higher high here, but failed to touch this high. So in my brain, I always think of continuation. So if it wants to drop, right, if it wants to keep on dropping, then technically it should not take this high. If it's to continue dropping in a perfect world, I always think, if this is a perfect world, I would label this as an intermediate term high. And in theory, right, that's what this is, price wouldn't want to revert up and over that. And if it does, what does that tell you? That the tides are changing, okay? And so you just have to pick up those little nuances where, okay, we had this big drop, it came down to a really good discount, and what does smart money do? Well, they're going to buy at a discount because they know that they can sell it later at a premium and collect, right? So, here you go. How we doing this morning? I appreciate y'all being in here, liking that stream for me. It really helps. It helps us grow, giving people some more calmness. Again, this is Flow State Friday. We're chilling with the market. We're flowing with them banks. And there you go. So in a perfect world, that high would not have gotten taken, because in reality, you want low resistance. You want it to continue. Well, guess what? News releases are volatile. They overlap price. So that's number one key to think, okay, yeah, you're nuts. Is that helping anybody? I hope that made sense. I can clarify if you would like. Apple stock, yeah, I was just talking about Apple. They had earnings. They released their earnings yesterday. And let me tell y'all, I don't subscribe to it. I just heard about all of that. It doesn't. You don't have to sit there and think, oh, this earnings is happening here, unless you trade specific Apple stock, right? And that's your instrument that you trade, like actual stock of Apple. Then yeah, go for it, dude. But I only trade one instrument, and that's the NASDAQ, which is that combination of the 100. Is it 100 stock? I don't even know. That information is just there to distract if you really wanted to. It is good to know, I guess, but at the end of the day, I don't have to know to be successful. Like you saw that right there, that's an institutional order flow entry drill, and I called it out. You could have entered in right there, and bam. It's pretty strong. I wouldn't want to enter in, right? There's always conditions. It's going up. Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. You know, like I was saying, it might not make an all-time high, but I mean, that was kind of a lame report, to be honest. Like I really, would y'all agree with that? Was that pretty lame? Sorry guys for bright lighting. Oh, is it actually? Okay, so see, what the hell? What is going on in America? Okay, there we go. It did release. See, that's freaking boring. And I don't necessarily look at the data point. I just look at the time. The time of non-farm payroll. That's all I give a damn about. I don't care that it's negative, but that is pretty freaking intense. 14,000%. I don't know what that is. Oh, previous. Ooh. That is not good. And unemployment rate was 4.2%. So it's grown. So I don't technically give a damn about that information because at the end of the day, it doesn't make me more money, right? It doesn't mean, oh, it's negative, so the price is going to go down. No. That's very newbie. You know what I mean? Like to think that, oh, because the news is bad, it's going to go down. No, that's an opportunity for smart money to buy, right? Peter, I appreciate you liking and being at number 3. That's awesome, guys. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, now, again, I just wanted to, not to hound it out. I am trying to get to 1,000 follows on the TikTok so that I can go live and share my screen and my beautiful face at the same time. You know you want to see my face. You know you want to see my face. Hey, is this Amani? I can't tell. Yes, it's Amani. Thank you, girl, for coming in here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And heart me. Thank you. Thank you. So we're just watching the Nasty Nazi. This is Flow State Friday. We're going with the flow. We're trying to flow with the banks. Do y'all know why they call banks banks? Because the water meets at the bank, at the edge of the river, right? And that's where things collect from the water, at the banks. Well, what do you think actual institutional banks do? I'm going to try and follow that flow, right? Alright, so I've seen a retracement, not a reversal. Okay, you've got to clue that in. It could be a reversal, but it would have to, like, be a catastrophe. Well, I don't know. It did close pretty heavy on that one drop down here. But you don't try and follow the candle's drops, okay? Nasty Nazi likes to have long stretched out candles, but then revert and close it in real quick and take out relative equal highs. On average, this instrument, let me see, what does this say? So, do you not have TikTok Studio access on it? I have access, but, well, actually, no, I don't have access, and I can show you. Whenever I have it downloaded, right? I'll click. I'll click on. Oh shit! Like you can't even see. I can click on it and watch it comes up. Look at this. I have so many viewers on my YouTube, guys. Don't be jealous. So it even shows that I'm supposed to be live right now, but up here in the corner. Sorry. Where am I at? Here in the corner it says no access. So you're on live. Continue hosting live from that device or end video before going live. See, it says that I can do it, but once I click on it on my oh shit, I'm so sorry. Once I click on it, it doesn't do anything. It's like, let me get out of it. Okay, cool. I don't know what's happening. There we go. So it technically says no access, even though I have all the things. And then even once I do get to 1,000 followers, it's going to make me go live from the app that I just showed you. It's going to make me do that 3 times without being able to share my screen. So I'm going to just do some random pop-up lives once I do hit that 1,000 mark. I'm going to be going live for that 30-minute window, just randomly, chatting it out with people. But it's going to happen quick. I don't know if it shows y'all how many followers. Let's see, I have 870. I'm following 864. Oh my gosh. I have 864 followers, so that's less than 150 away. I'm going to do it, y'all. Today is the day. I'm going to make it happen. I would appreciate y'all sharing it out, getting some love in here. Alright, JB Tech, I just followed you back, bud. Oh, you do golf. Hey. I'm wanting to golf. I've never actually golfed. I've only done the driving range, and I freaking love doing driving range. I've always been obsessed with, like, whenever I played baseball, I love to hit the bat. Oh, it's too early, guys. I love to hit the ball as hard as I freaking could. And so, I love golfing, but I've never actually gone. Like, I love hitting the ball at a driving range, but I want to actually, like, try and aim it, you know what I mean, to the holes and whatnot. I've never done that. Good morning, guys. Thank you for sharing out the live for me. That really helps. It really helps. I hope you feel engaged and feeling some really good information. That at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. I want to share the knowledge that I've been granted and to give you a different perspective from the crazy that you see. Earlier I was starting to talk about how there's one gentleman who goes live on YouTube, and that man will sit there and literal scream like, let's go! That's a little too much for me. I'm in my 30s, dude. I'm gonna need you to calm your tits. Like, good for you that you're comfortable gambling and you have your edge with it, but I don't need you to blow my speakers. Okay? It's not that real. But people eat that shit up. And Amani, thank you for the roses. Wow. Amani coming in real. I appreciate you. Okay, why is this not working? What'd you say? People love sensationalism. You know what? That's so true. Do you need a computer? Not necessarily, but I would suggest it, right? You can trade from your computer, from your phone. But for longevity and things like that, I like the thought of being on a computer because you can spread it out, right? You don't need multiple monitors and all of that. But from the phone, I just never really had success with it, like through TradingView and whatnot. TradingView's a little laggy. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't say that you have to have a computer, but I would recommend it, you know what I mean? Having a computer, you have a mouse, and it's not just in your hands, you know? I don't use my phone, so there's no app on my phone. There is TradingView, but you have to pay for it, and I don't, I'm cheap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to invest in a good PC. That's literally what I did, Javier. Is that Javier? How do you say that? So you're not using TradingView? Are you doing Schwab? No, this is NinjaTrader, and it's specific to futures trading, right? This is only futures, so I can't buy an actual stock. Like if I were to want to, did I say that right? If I were to want to, that sounds like I'm a child speaking. If I were to buy Apple, I wanted to buy Apple, I could not do that from my futures setup. And I just bought this laptop, so I don't have my Webull account. Yes, you need a PC. I use Apex Funding and Tradeovate. Yeah, if you don't have to technically have it, right? Because you can have, if you have the grande cojones, but if you want to be successful and be able to get yourself out of trades and bracket the orders and be able to move your charts like I'm doing right here, and then have multiple screens up, or charts up, because at the end of the day, this is a 5 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute, a 1 minute, and a 15 second. I'm able to break down and categorize what's happening within the 15 minute down to a 1 and a 15 second, and the deviations from that, and how it's rebalancing, right? Because that's important. That's like literally the whole gig of how I trade in my edge. I want to know that information. And time is, let me see if I'm missing comments. Time is like subjective, I think is the word, like transferable, right? So what happens on a daily can happen on a 15-second chart. Does that make sense? It's all the same daily candle. Each 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, and 15 second are having and developing the same daily candle. So whenever you're thinking of it, you have to let the intraday candles kind of help guide you on what the flow is, and not getting tripped up. That's why I like to be time based with my trading. So we're 10 minutes over my 15 minutes, right? And it pretty much it just came right back into the middle point of that range. I'm going to take off some of that. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to take this out of there. Take this out of there. I'll leave it. I'm going to extend this guy over. So how are we doing this morning? Am I missing any comments? Okay, so you're looking for those patterns. Not necessarily patterns. I like to think of it as, because if it's like a doji or a bull flag, I don't subscribe to that. I literally subscribe to, I have an inefficiency right here. It's a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Price fell down below it, leaving it, but guess what? It's not going to want to leave it open like that. You can't let it get away with them making that much money right here. If I shorted right here and it came down here, it's not going to leave that intact. And it's going to want to rebalance that inefficiency. I don't have any calls today, bud. Not anymore. I mean, you can go along with the flow as if I'm tape reading. We were calling out, it's going to need to close way down here if it's going to drop. I wouldn't be looking for shorts and continuation. I don't know, you just flow with it, listen to me in the background. My biggest goal is to calm your ass down when you're trading, because at the end of the day, if you're in hype when you're trading, you're going to try and maintain that the rest of your life as a trader. It doesn't give long term for me. You gotta think of long term and how you can engage daily with the same emotions. But if you go in with high intensity every single day, you're gonna find yourself coming in upset one day. Maybe you woke up late. I don't know. your girl hating on you. Gotta wait. Okay. A lot of overlapping price action, man. That's what the summer's been all about. I was saying that those big institutions, they're all on vacation. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, they place orders, right? They have interns or whatever at the trading desks for them, but the big grande money, they ain't here. They are not in these charts like that James over here. Okay, so we gotta close below. I like the one, I guess what is that, a doji? Or a hammer or something like that. It returned into this sell side imbalance, and with the wick, the body closed below the previous open, and then we sold off. So return back in. Doesn't look, what time is it? 30 seconds. So again, at the beginning of the candle, sorry I was moving so y'all can see this timer at the bottom. Wrong direction, and then the last 30 seconds usually kind of clears up and it gets to going in that direction. But I want to know where. Cool, I think my chart's froze. Cool. See, I hate when that happens. And usually, what I've noticed is whenever my charts start to freeze up like that means some big orders are coming in. I don't know what that's about, but that's like my little wink of, oh, yeah, it's starting to freeze up. That means that there's going to be some kind of big move. Is that real? I don't know. It's just something that I've noticed. You have to know what your charts do and what it tells you. But usually whenever there's some kind of slowdown like that, there's going to be a big order. A lot of data is coming in through the marketplace. So we'll see. It's about freaking time. It's almost 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 30 minutes from the New York Open. It can literally go either way. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. I appreciate you. That really helps the brother out. You can take a tater tot. Man, she don't stay in people's rooms long, but she'll have a bunch of people in her room. Yeah, I don't know about it. Yeah, so I do not engage on the open or close in that first minute of any candle, really. And then the minute, like, I use that as a guide in 15 seconds for sure. I use these two to, like, okay, is this a direction that's actually getting pulled towards and gravitated towards? Most likely. Now, whenever I see conditions like that where we have highs, a low, higher high, and this taking out this lower low, I call that condition seek and destroy. Or that's what it is called from my studies, right? Seek and destroy. So if we get into this low, my hands are off. My hands are off. Good morning, guys. I appreciate y'all being in here and sticking it out, watching the charts with Cody. We're just chilling. Like a really. I appreciate the follows, man. This has been awesome. If you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, give me a follow. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers by, well, I don't really care when. I'm just as soon as possible. That way I can share my screen and not have to flip my camera around, you know? Alright guys, nicotine habit. Don't judge me. So kind of similar to what I was talking about earlier, right? I was saying I don't want to necessarily see this high taken. If it wants to drop, right, I want it to not take those highs out. Right? It's already made that structure. It showed that it wanted to fall here. Why does it need to come back up there? Well, in days like this, called seek and destroy, I'm going to use my liquidity pool. I hate this thing. That little pool right there is a huge draw because there are what right here? Protective buy stops. They sold. They have to buy back to cover their position. And the market knows that. That's what the algorithm knows. They know that I have to refer back to this area. Good morning, first place Bruden. Are you actually first place somewhere? So speak it into existence. That's all you can do. Let me see if they're following. Okay, live at 9. Day trade and Boston Discord. I will not be in you. Good morning, guys. I appreciate you coming in. Where are we from? Anybody from Texas? That is where I am from. We're vibing, we're chilling, and I'm about to make some coffee. 2J. What does that mean? Checking out the charts, it looks like we're going for relative lows. Let me put some lipstick on this bad boy so we know what I'm talking about. Another thing I like to do is confirm with MES. And oh, the MES. First off, what is an M? What does the M mean? Number one, I am not a mini trader. So you do not see just NQ or just ES on my charts. Oh Lord, look at ES on the news drop. We should have been watching that guy. That's intense. I thought I got the other one. I don't want coffee on. Okay, line. Damn. That is a go. ES was, so NQ made a lower low here and then ramped up for a higher high. I think ES has a little bit better structure as usual. Nasty Nazi came back and said, no, we're going to get all the money today from y'all. I don't trade ES. ES is, if I don't have a setup on my instrument, I go participate. I will sit there and tape read. I can't tell you how much growth I've done from just tape reading and saying like, okay, if I had taken a short right now, would I feel comfortable? Right? And I have that dialogue within myself. On days like today, because at the end of the day, I can lose, I can make money today, but at the end of the day, what I know I can do, 100%, is sit here and read the charts and learn what it's doing, right? Learn that it's rebalancing imbalances, going back to mean thresholds, full complement encroachment, and eventually I'm going to deem it to myself, which I'm already at that point, that's all I need. I only need that one little lion's portion of the move, and I can close up these charts and walk away. Guys, we are almost at 3,000 likes. If y'all help me get there, I will be very happy. We've been live for a little over an hour. Oh, right at an hour, guys. We've been live for right at an hour, so let's try and hit that tap it. And there it is. Thank you. I appreciate you getting me to 3,000. That's awesome. Thank you. That means you're telling the algorithm, hey, this guy's cool. He's chill. He ain't trying to blow up my mic. But speaking of, is my music loud? Is that hurting the ears? I will turn it down. It's not the quietest thing, you know? Okay, so we're looking at MES. I'm going to go back to NQ and see what's happening here. That looks like a fucking halo, first off. I hate liquidity pull thing. Pico de Mexico. Hola. Adios. So I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was long. I will say that. Right. I will say that much. Because we have a steady grind up right here and then a quick reversal. Failed to make out that low. So that makes longs feel like they're supported. But I always like to think opposite. Especially the first 30 seconds, I'm like, 15 gravitated towards that direction. The previous candle made a higher high than its previous candle. It's probably showing some kind of direction, right? It's been tiptoeing in that blue box. Hey Megan, good morning girl, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in the live. I would appreciate the love. Thank you for liking the live. It really helps. Thank you for your heart me. Wow. I appreciate that. If you don't mind sharing it out to your best. Let's give him some flow state. We need to be chilling out today. There's a lot going on in this world. There's no need to amplify that in my own life. I'll let the crazy stay over there in Crazyville. We're going to flow and vibe over here on this Flow State Friday, you know? Do we agree with that? Is that okay with you? Hey Lan. Appreciate you stopping by. Megan coming in the one spot. Alright, Chica. I appreciate you. Alright, I have two goals up there. I have a long-term goal of subscriptions. My goal with that is to provide a community for people that want to chill out and learn a little bit of ICT concepts. You can do that free 100% on your own, and I would suggest that because you can take your time to do it. There's no rush in the marketplace. I'll tell you what, you want to build a solid foundation, right? I spent from September of last year all the way until January without taking, well, I did take a couple trades and thinking that I had it in the bank, right? No. But within that time frame, I was really focused in on reading the charts and letting it tell me what it's going to do and learning the process. And that's how I feel comfortable saying, I'm going to wait and let it do nasty, nasty stuff. Flow State Friday. You like it? I do too. I do too, Megan. Alright, less than 20 minutes away from New York Open. I don't honestly have one conviction over the other right now. Within this defined range, right, we are in a discount, which I'll tell you, smart money likes to do. They like to buy at discount. Doesn't mean that they're buying right now. There's plenty of room for downside. I'll go back to a daily chart and let us see. This is a daily. That's a big sell-off, and this is a big sell-off. These are big beefy candles, right? And that's showing an inefficient market. And I love a good inefficient market. London had a really good drop last night, leading a volume imbalance. My initial thoughts are we've already done some damage. Let me check out this low. We haven't quite taken out this previous low that formed this, is the formation of that buy-side imbalance. What I'd want to do is look at a lower time frame and see where we had some closures below this, right? But I'll tell you, the volume imbalance that's being formed, that's a huge inefficiency, and a volume imbalance is one of the most forgiving PD arrays. Okay? Cody, what's a PD array? A premium discount array. Cody, what's an array? Well, let's Google what is the real definition of an array. Pull yoga. An array is a data structure that stores a fixed size sequential collection of elements of the same data type. Arrays are fundamental in programming for organizing and managing data efficiently. So if I'm looking at the marketplace and I'm looking at data that is presented through time, left and right, and price up and down, do you see how there could be a premium discount array? Premium is a high price, okay, something that you can sell from, and a discount down here is something that you can buy from. The algorithm that delivers price will refer to these data points. Like this right here is a buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. That is a array. I won't say if it's a premium or a discount, because if we zoom out, you could almost assume that is a premium. We are at all-time highs, dudes. So we're in a really difficult state of all-time highs up here. Typically, NASDAQ just continues to run and grind and grind, but guess what? We're at the end. Today we are at the beginning of the month. It's a Friday. Okay, we have 1 month and a little over a month until the contract expires. So that's a lot of information to gather. Okay, so we took a low, made a lower low right here. Oh shit, fast. Okay guys, I am going to have to use the restroom and make some more calls. I appreciate y'all tapping that screen and being here for me. check it out. What's going on over there? Keep telling us the low. Guys, I appreciate the follows. It really helps. Alright, what time is it? 18. I like that good closure below. Alright, coffee is being made. How you doing, guys? Thank y'all for liking the stream. We are trading the micro NASDAQ, or looking at it, not necessarily trading it. We are less than about 10 minutes away from New York Open. We expect some type of volatility to come in. We've already had a retracement and a lower low on the week after making all-time highs. Pretty much grinding up Monday, opening up, trading higher. Tuesday, same thing, trading down at the end. Let me see if I'm saying that right. I'm going off of memory of the charts versus the actual thing. So Monday, open, trade up, make an all-time high, close down. Tuesday, open up, trade down. No, I think it traded up, made an all-time high, close down. Open, trade down, close, or trade up, close in that range. The next day, look at how big of a gap that is from this close price to this open price. Open was higher than the previous swing, made a higher high, and have since, right? That flat top on the 1 minute. Price doesn't like to keep flat tops. Could be an entrance for a short, but I don't know. Like if it hits that flat, it's not gonna leave that top, I wouldn't think. No? Unless it's super heavy, right? Again, we have these gauges that tell us, are we ramping up, are we heavy, is it so heavy that it won't flatten out, or even out that flat bottom. My bias for NQ is, it is trash. Hey, K-Money. Howdy, good morning. Good morning. Hey, and Miss Admin. Hey, showing up, showing out. Good morning, Chica. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. Oh, and reaching level 3. Alright, alright, alright. Good morning, guys. Okay, so there it is. It covered up that top, that flat top. And could be, like I was saying, could be a potential entrance for a short. I want to see that this is remaining heavy before I continue to speak. We got 10 seconds on the clock. A lot can happen. We are 8. It's going to be 7 minutes away from open. So far it's just tapping in. Miss Admin, you are a real one. You helped me hit that goal. We're getting closer. And we hit the goal. 50 roses. 50 roses, man. Wow. Good morning. I love it, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And sharing up a lot. Yeah. She's a real one, guys. She is a real one. Look at y'all. Doing the most. Thank you so much. Let's see. Gotta find a new one, right? Thank you, Coffee. Alright, Miss Admin, I understand. Thank you for your support. And I hope once you get off of here, if you haven't already, that you have a great day at work. Good morning, Jermaine. We are watching the Nasty NASDAQ, the Nasty Nasty 100. Oh, there it goes. So that was a quick little chop down, if you saw that on camera, which again could be a manipulation just to show that there is a lot of heaviness, but I've been looking at the heaviness for a while now. I've been wanting, who doesn't want it to drop, guys? It's August. You've seen on my page, I've posted a video. When's the August drop going to happen? So here we are. We may be seeing it this morning. I don't know. Oh, we're getting low data. Look at that. Alright, let me go grab my coffee. I'll be right back. So I want to show y'all something while we're waiting for Nasty Nazi to do nothing. I'm just kidding, it's not going to be that. But I made some stickers for my subscriptions. And I want to show you how freaking cool they are. Oh, we've got my verified. I thought that was so cool. Got a lit candle. We've got my SFA. Okay, that's real cute. So every time I open up a picture, I have to drag it. Come on. There we go. SFASU, that's where I went to school. Here, this one's better. This one's a combo of all of them. I have my N dogs. That's New Day opening cap. OG. That's reading the tape. Mindset over market. Macro. A micro is what the contract that I use. A macro is the first 10 minutes and last 10 minutes of an hour, and at the halfway points. Keep watching, you'll understand more about that. And then I had a troll. And this is me, and OBS is the operating system in my laptop. Risk 1, reward chaos. And then my lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf trader. I do this by myself. And then the tape reader. This one is what I wanted, but let's see. This is what came. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Watching the tape. Isn't that cool? I like it. I like it. So subscribers will get zero. Alright guys, we are 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes away from New York Open. We're at a whole low. Well, in all honesty, I'd want to see it continue to go lower, right? I'm all about low resistance liquidity runs. A lot of inefficiencies being left behind, but in true fashion, this market has not provided that. This is summer trading, so you have to clue in on and take profit quick. Copying this admin, y'all are amazing. I hope that we're getting some good knowledge in the tank of here. I'm here to help guide us through not having high emotions while trading. That's a huge thing, that we let emotions trigger us into getting into the marketplace versus our thinking brain. Letting subconscious win. And I appreciate all the people that are in here right now. We have 6 viewers. Guys, this is awesome. I appreciate you tapping that screen and sharing it out. That was amazing. And for helping me get my goal. My heart is absolutely happy on this Friday. This flow state Friday. Alright, 5 seconds until that bell rings over in New York City. What's she gonna do? Bam. Comments coming in over here. Hey Paige Cakes. Thank you for coming in, girl. Alright, so we rebalanced all of that uplift right here. Made a higher high to the right. Rebalanced. Wow, we're almost at 8,000 likes, guys. 8,000 likes. That is intense for the trading world. And we have 6, what did I just do? We have 6 viewers. I appreciate y'all being in here. I hope that you learned something valuable from me today. If anything, that you can take your time. There's no rush, right? These candles are going to stay there. And I don't want you to rush into the process of summer trading, guys. It's almost over. We're about to have greener pastures and less overlapping price action. It is August 1st, guys. She is here. Boom, 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 boom. And immediately takes the previous low. Do you see how that is? If I were to go short here, it already came against. If I went long here, guess what? Probably going to go against that. This is a very efficient marketplace. It's staying inside of a range. Typically New York Open, it kind of does this every day, where it overlaps a little bit, but this is pretty Not my favorite. Not my favorite trading. And it's your goal to try and identify that for yourself. 9,000 likes, guys. 9,000 likes. And climbing. Not like the market right now. That market's dropping. And like I was saying, if I were to go long right here, what would have happened? It went up, yeah. If I didn't take profit, which that's a good jump, guys. Like, let me show you something. I'll take the ruler from this low, which you'll never get in at the low and then the high. But that's a 60-point nearly candle. 60 times 2 is $120 on one contract. That's not bad. Don't get me wrong, you can trade within that, but your probabilities slip off precipitously whenever there's higher resistance conditions. Right? And I'm hoping that I'm helping you. Oh, who followed me? Pida, gracias. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. So, just in case you didn't know, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers, so that I can go live on my actual desktop that's right here. Right, and I have it downloaded right there, but it won't let me. It won't let me go live, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you don't get to see my big, beautiful face. But we're trying to hit that 1,000 mark. Hopefully by the end of this weekend. I would really appreciate the support, guys. I want to share out this positive vibe to trading and give a different outlook versus go, 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 go. Everybody and their grandma can do that. Well, maybe not grandma. Right? We all can have that hype man, but we don't want hype man all the time. Because we can get into emotional baggage where the day doesn't go right. You get in a car accident like K-Money did yesterday, and that affects you. And you come into the marketplace attempting to pull out money with high emotions, you're going to find yourself struggling, right? So we want to maintain the same structure every time we come in front of the charts of calmness. Good morning, Pita. Always appreciate people sharing info. Yes, ma'am. And my goal is to share that this is not out of realm. You just have to take your time. Treat it like college, right? I went to college and went into debt to accumulate wealth, not knowing that I could go here and get a free resource on YouTube and learn. I keep it easy to understand. I appreciate that. And that's my goal here. I don't want to overwhelm anyone. So I'll break down just some simple concepts like fair value gaps, volume imbalances, liquidity voids, and I attempt to show you that this is something that happens and it's repeatable. And so with something that's repeatable, you're given edge. What is an edge, Cody? An edge is how you can repeatedly come back to the marketplace and pull out money from it. That's your edge. It's something that you have defined as a model and that you can return to the marketplace and engage only when those conditions are met. Okay, we are at the first 6 minutes. We have a pretty good drop. We don't have any inefficiencies yet. Let me put a vertical line on. From this point here onwards, there are no inefficiencies, right? So what are we in still? Anybody know in the comments? Good, Miss Admin. I'll tell you, Coffee Cayman, she is amazing. Right, y'all need to be besties. And K-Money is Coffee and Jesus, by the way. I don't want to say her real name. So I just say the first letter in money because she brings the money, guys. She brings the money. Good morning, Jerry. I appreciate you being here, man. So within this first... What is this? Oh God, okay. I don't know if I went away, my bad. So I was about to say, it's not going to leave that inefficiency right here. and too efficient, right? So I wouldn't want to look at shorting right off the bat. It's going to want to offer up some buy side and keep it tight. Come back into this 5-minute range and fill it up. And if it doesn't, again, that is telling us what is happening. What's the underlying goal? So this close was 13.25. This open is 13.25. So you have equal open and close prices. A potential inside candle, an inside candle typically reverses. Okay. But it has to print. We have almost a minute and a half for this candle. It could drop to the floor and make another low on the week, right? It's technically already done that. This is already low of week, definitely low of month because it's just the first day. So if we're at lows, what's the other side of that? That doesn't mean that it's going to just pop up. It can stay within this range of open right here and not make any higher highs or lower lows, and it can stay there until next Monday at market on close at 4 p.m. It literally can do that. You just have to stick it out and see, wait for these 5-minute, 1-minute, and 15-minute closures to kind of guide you into that direction. I try my best. I'm coined out right now, but I'll have plenty of coins later. I just gotta re-up. I feel you. I ran out last night too. But hey, I got to... Someone click on my profile. How many people I got? Oh wait, there we go. 866. So I'm less than 150 away, guys. Today I will be less than 100 away. I already know it. I'm claiming it. I will be less than 100 away today. That's amazing. So if you're just joining in, the goal is to hit 1,000 followers so that I can go live on TikTok with my computer. Rando Bando. I know you. How do I know you? Guys, my service is trash. Yeah, Rando Bando. How'd it go, dude? My photographic memories coming in clutch with remembering y'all's usernames. Okay, so I want to dig into this green candle. Something that I like to call out is with a green candle inside of a range of down close candles, I look at this as a bearish order block. Bearish means down, right? It's going down. So, good morning, text trader. Not much. Just checking out these charts. Not much going on so far for this open. No real direction, dude. So this down or up close candle, even though it's an up close, which would be looked at as bullish, it's not. It's surrounded by down and down. So I'd look at this as a good, if it returns up into this imbalance right here, it could be a potential sell-off. Good morning, guys. We're just watching the nasty Nazi. E-tags, y'all, you taking any trades this morning? Are we staying clear from the NFP madness? Even though it was kind of lame, to be honest. Like, that was lame. I mean, somebody made money, but I can guarantee you more lost than won. More lost than won. I hope that makes sense. So there you go, folks. I would claim that as a bearish order block, right? Even though it is an up close candle, I like to think of opposites. Excuse me. I like to think of the opposite direction whenever I see something like this. Okay, so it clues you in on why. Because retail, you and our brains are seeing a directional shift here, but not a small candle, right? If it's advantageous for price to go against something, it will, and that's what we're seeing here. Good morning, guys. I appreciate y'all liking the stream. We are at 11,000.6. It's incredible. Y'all are doing the thing. Did y'all see this 15-minute? That is just kind of nice. Kind of nice. We had that flat top. It did not leave it. Bam. Why is my loan? I'm being humble. What did I just do? Hey, being up $1 is more than down. Okay, so we're just not going to connect here. Coffee, am I going in and out, girl? It's kind of frustrating that my internet is not strong enough for this. I guess. No, I'm on my personal data. It should be just chilling. Coffee, can you hear me? Up a whole $1. Well, I am flat as usual. We are in that first 15 minutes, guys, so the opening range gap, the org, could be a plan. Good morning, guys. Thank y'all for joining in. Yes, me too. Yes, me too. Freezing. Yeah, it's kind of frustrating. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna chop it up to, I need that 1,000 followers so I can be on the same device and not overload my system. Yep, we're just getting I want to say a breakaway gap potential. I have not labeled our first inefficiency from today on the 1 minute, which I call first presented fair value gap. I don't like this one. I'm thinking to myself, give me 1 second. I don't necessarily like this one because it's right inside of a bearish order block. Okay. But I'm going to label it anyway, okay? It doesn't hurt. We're going to label this one as option 1 for the first presented, and I'm not going to put these out too far, because I don't necessarily want to see price come all the way up here. Now, anything below this open price, I want to label, which this one's right on the border. So we're going to go from this one to here. Okay, and we're going to do that same, just extend it out to PM. If price can gravitate to this, it can gravitate up here. Hit this bearish order block and then reverse from there. That's what I'm looking for. If it actually happens, I don't know. But that's what I'm kind of guaranteeing up for potential entrants to engage. But you've got to sit on your hands, guys. Can't stress that enough. So we're going to want to find the low and the high. Mark that out on our charts. You're going to get bigger. Yeah. We got 32 candles higher. So there we go. We're looking at this range. It's going to want to revert back to mean threshold right here. Doesn't mean it needs to do it right now. Because again, we look for low resistance and continuation, but if it's going to have an excuse to not do that, this is why. Okay, am I missing any comments, guys? I'm sorry. I'm in these charts today. Cayman, I see you liking the stream. I see you. Pizza, is it still freezing up on you, babe? Stand up for freedom. Okay. Dear teacher, I talk to everyone. Student, so moving my seat won't help. You know what? I freaking hated that about teachers. And I was a teacher myself. I got you a follow back, bud. I don't know if you're female, male, whatever. I'm gonna call you bud. Stumping forward. Welcome to the chat. Good morning. Better but still freezing. Peter, I don't know what the heck's going on, but thank y'all for sticking it out, man. That's real. That is real. Okay, so similar to this Veritor buck, we're getting that same reaction down here. Okay, we're outside of that first 15-minute trading range. Oops, I didn't mean to double click. So that could give us an idea of real directional move. You'll see how I'm holding on to this. I hate trying to find that 30-minute window trading range because it typically continues down. Just goes for it. But I want to gauge and know where that midway point is from the high to the low of what's being formed in this 30-minute window. Because if it continues to push down and push down and push down, that's a direction, right? That's a clear insight scoping sequence of we are going to the floor. And see how I was looking at this candle's open price? I really wanted to see if it had the strength to come up there and do that. And it didn't. Right? I'm not going to sit there and continue to find the low, guys. I will, here in probably 5 minutes, I'll find and see if there's another lower low. Good morning. Thank you so much, Stumping Forward. We're doing the same here. We're stumping forward. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna adjust it. I can't just leave it like that, guys. My OCD is kicking in. So we are at a previous swing low, or swing high. This is a monthly old high from, I don't have the date. So what I'm gonna do is go back to my daily, and that'll ground me to find out where is this low, or well, I guess current low. So that is interesting. So now we're back at December highs. This was December, okay? So as soon as I went to the daily, I was able to ground myself and know where is price at right now. Because the two most important things are time, which is left to right, the days, right? So like right here, this is the 11th of July, and then we go to the 12th, and so on. We're now in August 1st. Time is super important, and price. When these two align, and there's a PD array there, and it's, at that point, it's going to want to leave that. Excuse me. Hey YouTube, can y'all hear my music? Is it loud, obnoxious? I will turn it down and off if I need to. Okay, so we're getting back to that data point, and it looks like it's almost perfect. 2866, and this low is 2864, so it came down 2 points, wicking that previous all-time high from December that we hadn't gotten back to until like May or June. Okay, the end of June. It took all of this time from December. We failed it in January. Oh, no, that would be February. But we did fail in January. Tried again in February. Dropped way down here in April. And so far we've been in the conditions of higher high, higher low. Low, high. Higher low, higher high. higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And so now we're getting big down close candles. We're finally in August. Okay, and so we could price this wanting to seek discount. Good morning, guys. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. We are 15,000. We're 300 away from hitting our 16,000 likes on the street. Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to do one more trick that I like to look at, okay? This one will be for free. You don't have to tip me. We're going to go to midnight. And this is the first midnight open and close of the year. I mean, of the year. No, Cody. Of the month. And do y'all see how flat that is? It's like West Texas, babe. Boring. And just some rock pebbles in the way every now and then. So, I'm going to try and expand it to make it look a little bit more enticing. So that it has a little bit more steeps, hills and valleys here for us. So what I'm going to do is find the low, which is about right here. I'm not going to click yet, and a high of 30. So I'm looking for this trading window right here. And similar to the 9:30 to 10 a.m., I want this range. Okay, so I'm going to find the high, which is right here. I'm going to click on that high and drag it to the low. No, I'm not. I'm going to click this low, drag it to the high. I'm going to double click, and we're going to add in extensions to this. Okay, why did my extensions go? What did I do? Extensions. Apply. Okay, there we go. Alright, so it looks like that's the high. 321 3/4. This high is 321 3/4. So technically I can use this high as well. It doesn't necessarily matter. It's still in that first 30 minutes, right? There was no higher highs. And that's the low. So what I'm doing now is going to zoom over to where we are now. And I'm going to check how far of an extension are we. Wow. Did y'all see that? Gotta love not being able to show you my whole chart. Okay. So, this was that small midnight 30-minute trade range. I put a 1100. I say. Wait a minute. Let me add in 1100, which gives us 10 standard deviations. And I'm going to save that. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're going to load that. We're going to save that as extensions. Okay. Guys, I'm still setting up my computer. Alright, so we hit that 1100 window. I'm going to take a line. It's going to jump up. But I'm going to hold on to it. Okay, I'm going to turn off the magnet because that is annoying. Okay, here we go. So I'm trying to find that 10 standard deviations of midnight trading range. And we have since dropped even below that. That is incorrect easily. Step it forward, thank you. Coffee, thank you so much for liking the live. So we are super far extended, okay? That's number one that I key up on with midnight trading range. The next data information I want to make sure I have on my chart is 8:30 open and where that price is. Or what that price is. So I find the 831 candle, I'm going to plant, turn that back on. Okay, I'm going to put this right on my open, double click, put in a template of 8:30 open, and type it in 8-1, 8:30 open. Okay. So it put in a purple line. Price is going to want to gravitate back up to there. Does that mean that it's going to happen right this second? Guys, if you're not listening, no. That's not what I'm saying. Not right off the bat. If it can. But right now, I want to be aware of where that information is, because at 8:30 there was a news release. That news release said it was for non-farm payroll. And so that's a data point that the algorithm will refer back to at a later time. Again, we keep the scope of, we want low resistance, we want it to fall, right? But it has to prove itself first. Right now we're tiptoeing around December's all-time high, and that's a Pediarray. Okay, at one point that got us to an all-time high at 22,866 on my chart. And so now that it's referred back to that old premium array, it's expanded and made higher highs from that position, right? Like, look at all the price up here, 23,000. What is the actual all-time high right now? Somewhere up here, over 800, right? So we have dropped, oh my goodness, guys, we have dropped over 1,000 points. Am I thinking right? My God. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. This is that old, oh, you can't fucking see my chart. I hate it. I hate it. I'm going to take that high, or relatively close to it, into this low, and see. That's 965 points times 2. I mean, you'd have to sit out through and have to be able, you would have to be able to hold your contract overnight and have that money in your account to be able to hold past intraday trading. But that's a good freaking move in a little bit more than 24 hours on one contract. That's what's up. So what are our plans this weekend? It's Flow State Friday. We're flowing with the banks. But I want to know what you are doing this weekend. Any plans? Oof, look at that. She is heavy. So we have labeled our low to high. I gotta work and do my live. Yes, and I will be there if you go live. That just looks scary. You know what? I bet it does. I bet it does look scary. Something that I like to do is, or have done, I guess, is see a lot of that. Right? This happens every day. And so you just get accustomed to allowing yourself to see it every day and understand that that is opportunity, right? Let it work itself out and then become a part of its rebalance. That's what my goal is here, is to help people understand that we can be a part of the rebalance. We don't have to be a part of the highest high to the lowest low. Like, yeah, we want that, babe. I want that. But we don't have to have that. We put up a new goal on the screen. I'm sorry. We trying to get some tiny dinies. Look how cute they are. We also have subscriptions on there. If you like the information that you're hearing this morning, I will be doing a little bit more education on how I do this, and break it down, providing videos of what an actual fair value gap is and which to trust. Right? Can I trust this fair value gap right here on my screen? Well, I'll tell you. Whoa, I zoomed way in. It has a volume imbalance attached to it. I look at volume imbalances as manipulation. But there's some heavy flow with it. So that doesn't technically mean that it'll continue dropping. I would look at it as a manipulation because the volume is so overridden on the downside. It left that flat top in that volume imbalance. That is one of the most forgiving PD arrays because price is going to want to go to that gap. That little difference between point A and point B. That's what the algorithm will think is dirty, and it has to clean it up. Whether it does it right now or not, it makes no difference. It kind of guides us on if we're going to get a reversal if it does right now. But you have to wait and see. And put in your folder. Am I missing any comments, guys? Good. You're going to want to grade that with your little ruler, what I call ruler, or Fibonacci extensions. So double click that and only put the quadrants. I only care about knowing the high, the upper quadrant, midpoint, lower quadrant, and low. So we'll go to template, low, quads, apply. So that's 25, 50, and 75%. From this candle's close, because there's a volume imbalance, to this candle's high, because there's no volume imbalance. If there was a volume imbalance, I would want to put this at the candle's open, but I'm not. Okay, we're going to extend this to the right. Hit 20K likes, I love it. Okay, so we're looking at how we have a market structure shift potentially where we have a low, lower low, swing high. Right into wow. See how it just barely tapped into this volume imbalance? That's good. Excuse me. Could be an institutional order flow entry drill to go up for higher days of session, I mean. Take profit trader has a sell apparently. Nicole, thank you for being in here. Good morning. Good morning. I love your videos. I love your videos. Can I just tell you that? I love to see all that, the crunching, the ASMR stuff. Keep posting, Nicole. Keep it up. So it looks as if it is wanting to be a little institutional order flow. Institutions buy at certain levels, and we are at pretty deep discount on. Let me look at a monthly. Guys, we're going into higher time frame today. We are trying to find the flow. Okay, so we haven't taken previous month low. This is July, and we are now in August. Do you see this big black? Thank you for liking the live and sending the roses. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And I miss the tiny dimes. Thank you, Brittany. Oh, Pita, what did you do? Good morning, guys. Good morning. So we're looking at the monthly now. This is higher time frame. There's a huge imbalance right here, and I'm going to tell y'all, it's going to want to rebalance that. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen right now, but it is a draw. Knowing that down there is a huge gap. Doesn't have to happen today, but that is a draw, and you always want to find what is price gravitating towards, and does time align with it. Right now, excuse me. Right now we're getting a 10-10 swing high. We're holding off on the institutional order flow, some overlapping price action, but we should see some higher prices coming in. Back to rebalancing that 15 minutes a little bit. I don't think we'll have to gauge, right? We'll have to gauge how far up into it can we get. Usually that midway point's a pretty good target, but you have to sit and wait and know if we get a solid down close, then we're going to have to look at different directions. But right now, that's what we're looking at. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. My ring light arrived today, going live this weekend. Okay, Nicole, send it to us. Send it to you, to me, Coffee. We will try and support you as much as we can. Alright, 8 people in the room at one time. I have not had this many people in my life. Wow, guys. I appreciate that. So, just so you know, we're looking at NASDAQ, the micro contract. We are trying to get to 1,000 followers, besties, so that we can go live on my desktop and you don't have to see all of my Rockies and my gummy trash. Excuse me. We're having a great flow state Friday, guys. Going with the flow of what the market is offering. Do y'all think I should have another cup of coffee? Do you think I should have another cup of coffee here? I'm going to put that as a poll. Give me a smiley face if I should have some more coffee, and send me a frown face and tears if I should tough it up. You don't need no more coffee. You don't need a third cup. Or be positive, give me a smiley face on the comments and make my day. Coffee is so important, and let me tell you this, that's what Coffee and Jesus is in here for. I know what her vote is. Hey. You know what? Lucky number 3, right? I'm 33. What else is there? 3's just awesome. So maybe I'll get 3 votes. Can I get one more smiley face? Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining in. You're 36, Nicole? Alright. Hey! I see you. Good morning. We are at 23,000 likes, guys. Wow. Okay, so we're getting that return back into this sell side imbalance by side inefficiency. It just barely touched it. Do you see that? So that in my mind of minds, we have 2 minutes left on this clock, and it's just barely. It hasn't even touched it. There's still a little baby gap. You can't really tell. You have to be on YouTube to be able to see, but. Alright. If you don't mind, just scooping up my friends here. Let's see. We're gonna put coffee up here. She's liking my stream. Okay. Why can you do it? Alright, I'm gonna let that thin out. I'll make my coffee. We got 1 minute on the clock. Let's see what happens. Be right back. Alright, got coffee brewing. Okay, so what are we seeing here? High, low, higher high. So it could be a directional shift. Whoa. We reclaimed this inefficiency, so that could be a balanced price range. What I'd want to see is it return down to this inefficiency. It's not going to leave that flat bottom. Shouldn't. It's 5 seconds left. Sounds good, guys. Yes, that coffee is a brewing. It's warming up right now. And it did not give it to us, guys. So she is in a directional shift. I'd want to see where that midway point is. I'm not going to do it because Jesus knows I have put a lot of things on this chart and I'm good. I don't need to add any more. I have enough data points to know. Based off of this 1 minute, I can see that we're returning back into that mean threshold of the 9:30 to 10 a.m. trading range. What it does once it gets there is what I am looking for. Does it go to it in reverse? Does it go to it and close above? Does it go to it and close and fill in that complete inefficiency? Welcome back, Nicole. Guys, 6 people in here. I appreciate y'all for being here. We're going to try and get to 25,000 likes. I appreciate you, Steph. Let me go grab that coffee real quick. I do believe it's done. Yes. Hopping hot coffee. My last cup, 3rd cup's the charm this morning. Guys, we have just smashed all the goals today. My goals for today are making new posts and making 2,000 besties. Alright! Where are we at, Nicole? Where are you? Whoa! Wow. You're nearly 549 away. You are 549 followers away. Anybody in here want to follow a really awesome cat? And let me tell y'all, she's got some awesome videos. I think today will be my 1 week since I started TikTok again. Wow. So you've done it up, sis. I need to take notes from you on how to get that going. Looks like we tapped into the first lower quadrant of that city. I hope that I can shorten out the words for you and understand what a city is. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. We're going to load up that quadrant again so I can see. Are we actually at that quadrant, or is that just my eyes lying to me? Let's see. Yep, we hit that lower quadrant. I posted back in June, but was discouraged. You know, it is so easy to just get discouraged. Yesterday I was live for over 3 hours. Had a good amount of love to, you know what I mean? But there was a good hour of no one. And I'm not going to sit here and talk to myself, so it's like, guys, I need some conversation. Need some combo going on in this morning time. Hopefully this isn't adult content, standing chest here. Good morning, guys. How are we doing? You're engaging a lot. You know what? That's what you got to do. And I've noticed, number one, when you send gifts and things like that, that helps bring people in. And as soon as more people come in, it's like crazy what happens. What is perfume? I don't even know. That seems like a lot. They have so many little stickers to sell. And I don't do the big ones. That's just a lot. Huh? Oh, let's see. There. Hey, Nicole. Oh, is BTX in the house? Flying right up in that grill. My Apple Pay isn't connecting. I have to figure out why so I can send gifts. Uh-oh. Jumping forward, I appreciate you being here listening and learning. She's learning a lot today. Staying engaged, listening in on how the market works. So far it looks like we are going to be pretty weak. We're not lifting off to that consequent encroachment up here. Right? So what do I talk about a lot is that these rulers, the Fibonacci that I put on here, it grades where we are. If it comes all the way up to 100% and fills in that, then that's a very light market and it's wanting to go up. But right now, it's not showing that. It's showing a pretty heavy market because it can't even get up to 50% of this inefficiency. At least at this moment in time, while you, as I live and breathe and sit in this chart, that's what I'm seeing. And you're seeing that same thing. That Price hasn't gone up there yet. Keyword, yet. Right? We have consequent encroachment of 50% of 9:30 to 10 a.m. It is yet to be tapped. Yeah, Nicole, I have to do the exact same thing as far as reloading. We were sending out some love last night. Oh, just saw that my 15 second is not showing. Alright, we have 1 minute left on the clock. What I would like to see is that it actually does attempt and or get to that midway point. That 1 minute is always a beast, guys. That last minute and first minute is always a beast when it comes to a 5 minute open and close. Let's do a time check. It is 9:30. So there's about an hour left of opportunity. So about close enough to 20 points away from that midway point. But the last, or the first minute of a 5 minute, so we sit and wait until this 30 seconds is up. So far looking at it, it's like not wanting to go up. It's staying efficient. 15 second is not necessarily efficient, but 15 second is wild. You see a lot of inefficiencies and fake outs on a 15 second chart. You have to learn how to read Okay, so we're getting that lift off to that consequent approachment, mean threshold of the trading range. Let's see. We're going to put a line on it because, you know, we need to. Okay, we went through it. We wicked through it. As far as the mean threshold, consequent approaching on the 15-minute city. Alright, Nicole. That 15-minute city is still being held. So far, the institutional order flow entry drill is paying to get us to consequent encroachment of that 15-minute imbalance. Thank y'all for being here and liking the live. I appreciate all of the love that we're getting this morning, guys. It really helps out. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers. What was that last thing? Wow. but okay. Cool. Good morning, guys. We are 700 away from 25,000 likes. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sunday Forward, thank you for liking the live. And getting everyone. It's awesome. You gonna pin me up there, babe? And sitting there working her fingers out. I appreciate you. Alright, we still haven't hit consequent encroachment of the city. We made a high here. We're rebalancing. How far down does it want to rebalance? Doesn't look like it's going to do much. We see on the 5-minute we're in a steady uprise. Very small lift up, but higher highs, higher lows. So that's a confirmed trend. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes of a lift. We're at a 10:30 a.m., which has a potential reversal or continuation, right? Excuse. Excuse me. Excuse me. Jay. Good morning, Jay. Thank you for liking the live. We hit 25K. Wow. Guys, I think I'm getting sick. Don't know nothing about this, but we'll show support. I appreciate you. And stick around, you may learn something or two. The goal here is to kind of show that you don't have to have high anxiety, stress in order to find and define an edge that you can participate in. That might sound like a lot, but it's really not. You keep it simple method, the KISS method, really works. I appreciate y'all liking the live. It really helps out. Let me put out a new goal. Some things that help push us out here and get some more people in here enjoying the stream is by sending some love. So let's see if we can get something. Oh, that's cute. Let's see if anybody feels the love.
Got a new goal up there. I've never received a heart me, I don't think. Good morning, though. Thank you for being here, Jay. I go live Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. till 10:30. We get a little bit of that pre-market vibe. We get the open, a New York news release, and all the way up until lunch, where I'm vibing with y'all on this Flow State Friday. Mondays we do Mindset Monday, where I like to start off my week coming into the charts with gratitude. Tuesdays we tape read, similar to what we're doing today. Wednesday I answer as many questions that I get. And Thursdays is Theory Thursday. I break down how I interpret the candles being painted on the charts using ICT concepts, which is a free resource on the YouTube. I took a good half year off, I guess. Let's see, September, October, November, December, all the way up into January. So about 4 months off from trading, teaching myself, going through those charts. And this was after finding success on my own, grabbing into one concept and then kind of throwing down, getting hustled from the summer vibes, which are the hardest conditions, and then starting back up this January in 2025. We've been trading my performance accounts, and here we are. It is August, guys, the 8th month of the year, on a Friday. Good morning. Thank you for coming back in. Excuse me. So we're at 8.5 minutes, 1 minute away from the midway point of that 15-minute candle closure. And by default, the 5 minutes is also going to be in the middle of its print. And so the first half I always think of it as being presented the wrong direction. It's like getting the scraps the first half, and then the second half is the real takeoff, if you will. So we're in that last half here. 30 seconds until we're halfway there, so we want to see some type of manipulation. Maybe make a higher high. Who knows? We got to see and grade how does it float in that 15-minute city. Alright, now we're in the second half of all of these candles. I want to see real direction, right? Excuse me. Good morning, guys. Thank you for coming in and liking the live. We are trying to get to 1,000 new friends, people that come in and want to see my content. We try to post multiple times a day.
Every day we catch that new day opening gap, and every Sunday the new week opening gap. Here we go. We got 6 minutes. Good morning, guys. Thank y'all for joining in. Okay. So what I'm seeing now, oh, my mouse isn't moving. There we go. Is that we're being held at that midway point. This is where shit gets real difficult.
Connection lost.
Oh, and then there's the connection lost. But the chart data didn't stop. That's interesting. But I tell you, every time something like that happens to my charts, without fail, a big move is coming in. So let's see if it actually happens. Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining in. We are live watching the charts. So we're at 25,000 likes, guys. Let's try and get up to 30. 30 by the end of the stream. Okay, we could have a bullish order block being developed here. We always look at this down close candle and think opposite. Now, is that actually the case? I don't know. We gotta wait. But seeing these two highs being left and wiki, and we still have this imbalance. That could be the draw for now. Thinking of this consequent approach, though, presenting itself as being resistance. I have to sit back into. Right now, it looks like we got a swing high. Swing high broken here. It created an inefficiency. We're gonna watch it. We're Flow State Friday, and guys, chilling it out. Alright, 10:40. Got 3 minutes left until we get a new 15-minute candle. Let's check out an hourly. Gold pin. Two and a half minutes. So we're halfway through this 5-minute candle. Now if it comes down and breaks this low, I will be thinking that we're continuing to the downside. There are no, before I say that, since there's no inefficiencies, but there's one right there, guys. So I gotta zoom into these charts. If there's a difference between this candle's high and this candle's low, there's an imbalance. Pretty balanced though. It does not have to come down there, but what I'm seeing is at 10 a.m.
made a lower low than 9 a.m. right off the bat. We reverted into and above mean threshold, stopped at optimal trade entry for a short of the 9:30 to 10 a.m. trading range. So, and we returned into a sell side imbalance right here. That can be a change in character or change in the state of delivery. A-stump, I see you. Good morning. Okay, 15 seconds. We are hitting that 10:45 door. So far, I'm looking at an intermediate term high to roll up. I'd like to see that stay intact, but if not, that's really telling. Labeling the buy side imbalance right here. I'm going to put a P on it. And put them on all charts. Why not? That's a bigger, more recent inefficiency. Yep, I did not want to see that high taken because it's an intermediate term high. It rebalanced and imbalanced. That should be enough for the first time. But here we are, we're getting a second time, a huge inefficiency and green candle, right? Now we got a higher high to the right here, leaving the body at the upper quadrant, but the high of the inefficiency untapped as far as the body. Rebalancing on this 30-second. Let's see if it flips script on the second half. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Good morning, guys. Thank y'all for being here and liking the live. So if you're coming in new, we are looking at the micro NASDAQ. This is 100 stocks combined together into one. And this is the futures contract, so they do have expirations. So September is an expiration month. I want to say it's like the middle of the month when that quarter ends. And the contracts, they just cease to exist. That's the big difference between futures contracts and stocks. You can buy a stock and hold on to it forever. Futures contract does expire. It's meant to be a hedge against the underlying position, and really industries use that to try and save a buck. They lock in a price at a future time, whether that future time price goes up or down. Their goal is to average their prices, right, so that they don't overextend themselves. Good morning, TikTok Tater Tot. I love that screen name. Does that mean it's high risk? Yes, it is high risk. Number one, anything has risk, right? You risk when you get in your car every day, right?
It's the rules of how you drive that car that really matter. Are we texting and driving? Are we radio up, just vibing and not even paying attention, right? So with anything there is risk. You have to risk capital in order to be able to engage, right? So in this contract that we're looking at, the micro NASDAQ, through the broker that I use, you must risk $100 of margin in order to place a contract, one contract for NASDAQ, the micro NASDAQ. So you have to risk $100 in order to engage. And so, yes, there is risk, but here's the thing, you must not jump in. You can risk $100 right now and never have looked at a chart and just roll the dice. It is a 50-50. There's only two options. You can buy and say that the market's going to go up, and you can sell and say that the market's going to go down. And I mean, there is a literal edge to flipping a coin. I have one right here, actually. Flipping my Rockies. Right here. I could flip this coin short or long, which is buying or selling, and still come out profitable. Right? It's about how much you define what your risk is to what your reward is. Okay, you always want your reward to outweigh or equal what you're risking. So let's say I put up a margin of $100, right? I engage in one contract. For every point that it goes against or for you is $2 with one micro contract. So from this, what was that? We're 50% away of our goal. Oh, look at there. I appreciate those heartbeats. I've never gotten them, so you're my first one to jump in. So let's just do a random candle and just see, like, this previous candle's low to high is 25.25 points. Times 2 is 50, right? So if you were to risk 25 points and make 25 points for your target, you would want to equal out that way. You wouldn't want to risk $50 to make 25, because if it goes against you, you're going to have to work double time to get your money back. Does that make sense? And so for me, yes, there is a 100% risk. Like, you don't know whether Trump's going to tweet out something that's crazy, or some kind of huge news event comes out, right? Something terrible or even good. So you have to accept the uncertainty, which is something I talk really heavy on with Mindset Monday, as far as accepting the uncertainty, and define what you're able to risk, and that's where the game changes. Because if you outweigh what your reward is, and you understand that probabilities are on your side, and you define what an edge is, you take yourself outside of that gambler's mentality, and you have more thought process behind what you're engaging with, you're gonna have more success often rather than not, right? And to top it all off, once you start writing down what works and what doesn't work, and what you find yourself repeating, like, a lot of times I make the same mistake over and over again, or I really used to, and I kind of got fed up with it, and I said, okay, I'm going to write this down or something, journal it, lock it in my brain, and not make the same mistake. Because there's a whole saying that you do the same thing over and over again is insanity, or however that goes. Well, I was literally feeling insane, but it's such a common characteristic of a trader to do the same thing over and know better, right? And that's how a lot of accounts get blown up and people lose money. The statistics say, which it's actually worse, but 90% of traders within the first 90 days
lose 90% of their money. But it's because of allowing their subconscious mind, while in fear, to overreact and take on more risk than they're supposed to go back into the marketplace whenever they should have just walked away after that first loss. Get a reset, like literally just looking away from the charts, blank staring off into something that you can reset your mind, and then go on a walk or something, come back, you're already going to have, number one, time on your side, because there's going to be new candles printed. Wow. Am I talking too much? Is that the problem, Stuffing? I used to be a teacher. I was a teacher for over 10 years. So I'm an educator, man. I'm here to help people understand that it's not a big deal if you put in the thought behind it. If you go in with, I need to make money right now, you're probably not going to be in it too long. But if you let time happen, you've worked out the kinks, and you define what your edge is, there should be no nerves, right? That's how I take it. Now, you're going to learn lessons, you're going to break your rules. Something that ITT says is you're never going to be perfect. You're always going to find a reason why you made a mistake. Even on a perfect trade, you're going to find things that you did wrong. Especially if you have a perfectionist mentality. But you have to understand that your mindset with it is, I'm growing today. I'm getting better. I don't have to engage. I'm learning how these candles are printing and respecting my key rate that I find in my charts. And that's my edge. Okay? Excuse me. I get it though. No, you're not talking too much. I'm understanding your thoughts. Good. And it really does need to be processed into a dialogue on your own. Okay, you have to do it on your own. I can't do it for you. Right? And if you don't take it seriously, you're not gonna set it up for your future self. But if you understand, like, you only need one trade a month. You only need one trade a month to be successful, especially when you're starting out. If you can make your car payment, isn't that a benefit? Especially in today's economy. You don't have to make $20,000 in the blink of an eye. That can come in later. If you're in a rush for it now, you're not going to put in the time and the effort, because that's just not how our brains work. Okay? This is 2025, babe. We want instant gratification. This is what this app is all about. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Go, go, go. But at the end of the day, you want to think long term, and that's how smart money works, right? They take bite-sized pieces of tasks, and that's how they're able to accomplish massive amount of gains. They don't try and overload their brains and focus all of their energy on one thing. No, they have multiple things going in at once, but they do bite-sized pieces and little bits of growth. Over time, it builds, right? And learning is just the same. You go through school, you get information, and you have to process that information to be able to go take a test and prove that you know that information. Well, charts don't give you that. I mean, yeah, there's profit and losses, but you can't really gauge how you're going to operate with yourself if you're not journaling when you were successful. Whenever I followed my rules. I followed my rules today. I didn't engage because my setup didn't happen. That's a win. And a lot of people find anxiety with that, because it's like, well, I need to make money, man. Well, you're making money. Your future self is growing a bank account of knowledge that won't go away. You can't, unless you go through an accident in your life, you can't unsee what you see in front of you. The market does not change. It is an algorithm that delivers price based on time. There has to be a time for it to want to move. Like right now, we're inside of a macro. We're coming in on 11 o'clock reversal. Excuse me. And you just have to understand that things repeat themselves, and that's what builds our edge. And so my long-winded story on what is it risky? Yes, it is risky because you don't know what's going to necessarily happen. A big institutional fund can drop a huge order in, and that changes price in the blink of an eye. But at the end of the day, the algorithm is going to work that out. Okay, and you have to understand that. And so yes, on Tuesday, I took a trade that went against me by 1 point and then shot off. Right, I had to accept the fact that I could lose that money. I risked $20 in hopes to gain $60, which is a 3-to-1. I was able to take another trade afterwards and not freak out. Okay. All right. So we got that last 30 seconds. It looks like we're wanting to push my mouse. Chelsea, that is not wanting to move. And I spent like $50-something on this mouse. It's a bad boy. And it's just sitting there. Oh, there we go. It was on standby. He was tired. Okay. So we're looking and monitoring. How do we close in on this inefficiency? Right there. Excuse me. The body's respecting that high, or technically the low of this imbalance. That might be a little confusing because it's this candle's high forms the low of this imbalance. This candle's low creates the high of this candle's imbalance. Okay? So we want to monitor how do we work inside of this orange shaded box, this imbalance. Well, this candle barely closed above it. So this high is 928.50. This close is 929.75. So it's kind of a really tight trading range, right? It can go anywhere. It can go either way, and these are the conditions that it's like, I don't want to engage in a 50-50 because we came up with consequent encroachment of this inefficiency. We went to above mean threshold of this trading range, closed inside of optimal, or wicked up and closed in the midway point of optimal trade entry for short. And then now we rebalanced this imbalance, closing the body's low. But not all the way. Okay, so in my mind, it can literally go 50-50. And so to me, that's like, okay, we're going to probably consolidate for a hot minute. 11 a.m. is London, 11 to 11:30 is London close. So over in Europe, right, the time is way different. So again, back to the concept of time and price. That time of 11 a.m. capitulation, which is where closing the prices or taking profits or losses happens at around this time. Okay, so institutions are closing up shop. It's a Friday. Weekend positions aren't necessarily held in during the summer because guess what? Smart money, the money that's out there engaging and making the price moves, they're not going to hold a position over the weekend because the market's closed here in, let's see, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 6 hours left in this market for them to capitulate, not hold their positions over the weekend. So price can really tiptoe right here, guys. Just little things that you have to constantly remind yourself, and these are things that I remind myself. It's just really good to work it out and talk it out, just to keep yourself safe, right? And these are just the conditions that we're in and we're living in. And we had such a huge retracement. I mean, it was over 900 points from London yesterday, London opened yesterday, making a high, to now over 900 points. You can do the math. That's a huge directional shift, and that's a big inefficiency, right? So going into this last little 30-minute window, I would I'd really be cautious, right? Because it's showing that it's heavy, but the market is efficient. The market is super efficient right now. It's been efficient, and it's only just now starting to show that retracement or potential reversal. But as far as a daily higher time frame, I'm not speaking on right this second, right? You have to get yourself out of what's happening in this minute chart. You've got to think of big picture. We had a huge retracement from London last night. We're down over, or nearly, I'll say, 1,000 points. So that's a big gap. Price does not like that during the summer. So it's going to want to fill in that inefficiency, but right now, it doesn't have to happen. But you have to monitor, is it going to be a low resistance to get there? Where can I find myself and define my risk and allow the market to go against me this much? And I'll share it with you. If it comes on a 15-minute chart, if it comes up here and takes out this high, that's going to be a big shift, right? But so far, it hasn't taken out, it hasn't laid a body above that consequent encroachment of this sell side imbalance. So it would have to prove, number one, first wall to bust through is closing above that midway point and going for these relative equals highs. It would have to take out this high. It would have to take out this high and close up above this candle's low. But it hasn't done that. Right? And I think we just got a shift down. Yep. So that looks good. So we had a swing high broken here. Yeah, I really don't like these highs right here, but like I said, this is too, you want to see kind of a directional push, right? Oh, that's what you're looking for. Right. Yeah, I hate anime. What in the world? Screen name is that? So again, this is like a prime example of you just sit on your hands, wait and let it prove itself. Got to note where those bodies close. It's going to want to seek previous candle lows, and I'll give you a little hint on why. Is because there are real orders in the marketplace being held going long right here. If it's advantageous for this price to come back down and seek a discount to then go up higher, it will. And I think that's what you saw right here. This candle's low being taken. Anyone that was long and trailed their stop got rejected right here and is no longer part of the lift-off that could potentially happen. You were confused for a second? Girl, I probably will confuse you. My ADHD brain is all over the place. Especially because the market's all over the place. So like you shift your perspective, but you have to kind of gauge it. And that's why I like the smaller time frames to confirm the higher time frames, right? I will put this orange box here to see, okay, we closed down below, they're relative equal lows. Well, damn, how does it form this? Does it like going down there? Is it going to want to seek a lower low? Or is that just enough to send it up? And once you see it start sending up, it's almost just easy to say, okay, well, trend's your friend, babe. But again, those summer conditions are not necessarily geared towards that. Smart money's over there on vacation in the Bahamas, drinking. There's a disconnect. We should see some news. We're coming outside of a macro, so let's see. But anyway, that smart money, the big funds that really move price, they are not in the office. You know, boss man's out of town, and the mice in the offices, the little interns are turning wheels, and they get to kind of do their own thing, but they have limits. They don't get the big money moves and the vibes, because if they fuck up, honey, their ass is on the block. So no, there's not going to be big moves necessarily. Now we do have a good morning. Thank you for liking the live, Amani. I appreciate you for coming back, bro. We're almost at 30,000 likes, guys. We're 2,000 away. This has been a steady grind up. Unlike the market, she has been dropping. She's been dropping today. Oh, I just looked at a daily again. Look at that. Just, ugh. Yum. I am a perpetual bear. I love to short a market, but I will not willy-nilly short a market. Oh my goodness, Imani. Ooh, thank you. Thank you so much for those heartings. Again, today was my first day to ever even get them. So I appreciate you helping me fill out that poll. I have loved this community. This is my first week going live on the TikTok, and officially right now we just hit over 100,000 likes on all of my lives throughout the week. For my first Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 30 Futures Trades talks a lot. Right? So I appreciate y'all for being here and sticking it out with us. We have 20 minutes left of the stream. And again, I appreciate you. Oh, I can reset my book. That's right. Let me do something new. Let's have fun with this. Good morning, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Oh, I haven't got the primo thing. Oh, bam. Did it go? I don't know if it went. Man, it didn't go. Let me set that again. Gotta go all the way back. There we go. That should have gone. Thank you, Imani. You're such a sweetie. Oh, and for the level 3. Alright, I see you. I see you. Okay, guys, do you see what we're talking about here? We have to sit on our hands because you can't just short the market. That body right here closing, fell into close below that range. It really makes you want to sit on your hands. And again, we were in between a rock and a hard place of consequent encroachment of this inefficiency and filling in all of that right here. So it literally could have gone either way. And this is a prime example of I am sitting on my hands. Is it because it's not under the tail? Right, okay, so I think I know what you're trying to say. So, are you talking about this candle right here, Amani? Well, I'll just tell you. So, we're looking at this green candle and how up it is, and there was no sell side delivered from the previous candle and the post candle, I guess, the one right after. There's no sell side delivery right there. Okay, yes. So, yes, if it were to come down and plant down here, that gives you a directional
bias, really, because it's showing that it's heavy. If this one wants to drop down and just plant below this, that's really going to give you a directional shift. But just wicking down and leaving the wick untethered, that really kind of guides our eyes to thinking, okay, if it's heavy, it's going to show it. If it's light, it's not. Or if it's light, it's going to show us that it's light. Okay, we're in the last minute. Sorry, I'm getting confusion. The last minute really is iffy. Okay, I want y'all to remember that the last minute is, from my experience, and you make your own experience, but that last minute of a 5, 15, and a 1, and okay, I thought it was about to be 10:30. It's pretty important. This first 15-minute candle of the hour is oh my gosh, we're at 29,000 likes, guys. I appreciate y'all. So we're at this last 15 seconds right now. Ooh, let me move the other. So we failed to go down there, and I kind of half expected it to do a little quick wick, but yeah, there you go. So we closed below, but above this previous candle low. So we're still in that tight range. But that could be a quick rebalance to this candle's open, and then if I hit it, I'm gonna click on the line and drag. I'm trying to get a straight line and it will not do it. There we go. Imani, did I answer that? I kind of feel rambly. So it's just, to me, it really defines a sit on the hands moment. Because if it did really show that it was going to close down here, then it's almost obvious, right? Because it's just refilling a imbalance. Thank you for your daily heart, me Divine. Divine Alive. I appreciate it. Okay. So like right now, it's just staying in the previous candle's range, right? So to me, that's just saying, okay, it doesn't want to go anywhere. It's consolidating. It's staying within the same range of the previous candle right here, right now. And so if it had actually came down and closed way below this candle's low, if it let me zoom in a little bit more. If this body right here were to come and close below that, that tells me that it is heavy. Now it can go and be heavy right now, but if this candle had printed that, it's like a neon sign saying, alright buddy, giddy up. Let it retrace a little bit, but get ready. But right now it hasn't done that. Divine, I am doing fantastic. So at what point do you decide if you want to make the trade or not? So like if it were to do that, that would be my green light, right? The neon sign. Let me get you up on the pin. I want more people asking and talking to me. I am doing great. So far we're vibing on this flow state Friday. We're flowing with the banks, which really, the banks ain't flowing much today. But we're doing good. How are you? I appreciate the heart and the love. And we are 100 away from 30K, guys. Wow. And we did it. And we did it. So, the flip side of that, like right now, what I'm waiting for engagement is Since this candle closed up here and stayed in that range, I expect it to take this high and go up back into that lower quadrant. Technically, I don't want it to do that, right? Because I want to see a low resistance in it to fall to the floor. But right now, I have to wait and see because there's a lot of liquidity right here. Right? There's a lot of people that have gone short today. So it would be in the interest of the market to go and collect some of those stocks. But it hasn't done that yet. It's just staying in that range. Thank you for the whipped creams. Money, I missed that. So sorry. 30K, yes ma'am. And I'm glad you're good. Divine. I know, how exciting. Let's see. We're at 865. How many is that from 1K? Okay, we got 16 seconds left on this clock. I'm going to do a quick jump over to ES and YN and see if there's any kind of discrepancy. And gold is just lifting off. Looks like all-time highs, but I don't really know. I don't check out gold very much. But if gold's going up, indices are going to go down. Gold is looked at as a safe haven, so people put their money into something that is tried and true. And if their money is going over there, they're taking it from somewhere, and it's coming out of the NASDAQ. Ooh, there we go. See, staying in one range though, going up for those highs. Wanting to rebalance that imbalance. And so when you get a shift like that, which again, because that body closed below, it literally can go either way, but this is so new to me. Stocks. So this technically is stocks, but it's not stocks. So to make it easy for you to understand, Divine, this is NASDAQ, so it's a combination of 100 stocks combined together, and it's actually the technology stocks like Apple, Tesla, that like what's the big boy? Anyway, technology stocks, right? Like Nvidia and that kind of stuff. So it's their prices combined together, and what I'm doing here with the micro NASDAQ NQ is the futures contract. So it's not stocks at all. I can't hold on to this until and pass it down to my family, right, generationally. But what it's used for is to hedge against what you can hold on for life, right? So if you were to buy the stocks of NASDAQ, you can hold that on forever. But this is meant to hedge that position. So funds that have a position in their portfolio that they're holding on for their clients, they'll come here to offset the difference. So they would go opposite. So if you don't know, the nasty Nazi has been going up for years and years and years and years and years. And just in one direction, right? It's a perpetual bullish market, really. But there's always going to be a retracement. And so they hold on to their funds, but as for long-term growth, but as there are deep retracements, they'll come to hedge their position here in futures. Futures is more risky, right? You have to really lock into a system that works for you and understand that it's repeatable, and you don't do it every day. You can, especially once you get your hang of it, but the goal really is to just engage every once in a while. My rules are I try to engage 2 wins a week and no more than 3 losses a week. And in one day, if I get 1 win, I'm done. I get to walk away. Which will be interesting on stream. I guess I would just end stream
I usually have it set for the 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I guess I could continue tape reading, right? But the goal is to walk away and be proud. But oof, it's been boring, right? Like, it had a beautiful drop in the morning in the open, and it really has just, it had made a lower low. 10 a.m. opened up and then did, but it hasn't really revisited it. And it hasn't taken the 9 a.m. low, 9 a.m. highs. So we're really boring on a Friday, right? I was going to say no TGIF. How to find that out, we go to a weekly. Let me pull this open and zoom on in. So this is a nasty week. Sorry guys, I know that's gotta be right. Oh my goodness. So we took the previous 2 weeks, low and high, in 1 week. Hey, coffee. Thank you for the roses, Shug. I appreciate you. Just popping in to show some love. Alright. Thanks, boo. Okay, so how to find the... Thank God it's Friday. Great. You'll want to grab a fib from the low, or the high to the low, and you want to see, did we retrace to 30%? Yeah, I would say. Now, you got to lock this onto your screen and go down to a daily. Oh my gosh, why won't it freaking click? There we go. I'm going to go ahead and extend it right. And lock it. Apply. Okay, and then go down to a daily. It should stay on there. So, today made the high to the low. That's been a trend, guys. Monday open up, create the all-time high, close down near the low. Next day open up, trade up, taking the high, close down near the low. Next day open up, trade down, take the high, but close back down near the low. Isn't that crazy? And then the next day literally opens way up here above the high, makes a higher high, and then has since just crumbled down to the low. Okay, so I want to move this. Oh shit! I don't know if it's going to let me move it without messing it up. 23,848. Let me go to 7.26. Sure. Okay, so we're chilling up here. Oof. 100. Alright. Oh, she's already burned out. Wow. Sorry guys, I'm chilling. Probably got distracted a little bit too much. We are 2 minutes away from that market on that lunch hour close. So we might be getting a directional shift. I don't know, but I would really like to see it close low, and actually give a gravitational pull. And that typically happens right at the end of the session, right? It makes it hard with these trading hours. Like, you have to define what those times are for you. Mine is 11:30, and I have to stick out to my rules, right? I have to stick with, I am not going to engage after this. It can move and do whatever it wants, and I have an edge in the fact of I will find a setup next week within my time frame from 7 a.m. to 10:30. You just hold on to it. Ooh, my knee just popped out of place. Woo! We got it back. My old dancer injury. So guys, again, I just want to end it up. We are almost done. We have 1 minute until my live is up. Do y'all see what's happening on that chart? It's always the last minute and the first minute that BS presents itself. Not really much direction, right? I mean, granted, that's 60 points, but I love low resistance, guys. I love big, meaty moves. And that's what you really want to try and define for yourself, to get the lion's portion of a move. Alright? That's what I'm trying to do is, oh, my bad. But I'm back. Alright, I just now saw your comment, bud, on the YouTube. So let's see if this candle prints below. That'd be interesting, right? Hey, Nicole, I just saw you. Thank you for coming back. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, level up. I love how that opened real quick. Okay, y'all see what I'm seeing? We had that closure below. Let's see what happens. Just for funsies. Oh no, let me come back. Sorry y'all, I had to go to the bathroom, but I heard it. What is it saying? Oh, you sent me more whipped cream. Thank you, boo. We are almost to that goal, guys. Wow. And we're back. We're running. Oh. Where are we at? Imani, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're at 32,000 likes. Alright, see how it's staying in that same range? That's so boring. But I still have a directional shift. We broke that low and closed below it. I would really rather it have taken that high for some reason. I don't know why. Really, I don't want it to take that high because that would show another directional shift, but too back and forth for me. So, again, that's why I stay out on the lunch hour, guys. Alright, so let me pull this bad boy up. I appreciate y'all watching.